Okay, so one of the things I think confuses people when it comes to snatching is understanding the rhythm or the timing of extending upwards, so pulling the bar up and then getting yourself down. So some people will teach this as like it's a continuous pull. Some people will teach it as a jump and catch to begin with. I will teach some people this to get them to stop pulling with their arms as much or too early. Lift is really a throw and catch. Because the reason I want you to think of it as a throw and catch for this analogy is because when it comes to me, let's say trying to throw something at the wall like this. Like if I want to throw something heavier at the wall and cover this distance, so let's say this ball weighs 20 kilos instead of whatever it is, like the 200 grams that it does. I can't walk it to the wall. I can't keep throwing it further by continuing to reach further because that's going to end up making the movement something that it's not. In order to throw a heavier ball, I just have to put more effort into it until I get to release it. And the snatch and the clean and jerk work the same way. Just because the weight's getting heavier and you need to put more energy into it to get the bar high enough doesn't mean that you keep pulling for longer and longer and longer, because then we get those reps where you end up going, oh, I feel like I pulled for too long and then didn't give myself time to get under. The bar, and this isn't exactly what the snatch and clean and jerk is, but just for this video, this analogy, think of it this way. It is a throw and a catch. No matter what you do in a snatch, the pull or the throwing part of it is going to end when you get to here, when your legs are fully extended and the bar has left your hip. Once you get past that, you're going into the catch phase. You're going into the motion of catching it. So no matter what happens, how heavy, how light the bar is, how high or low it gets, whatever you do after here is now all about catching the bar. The reason you will power snatch a bar, even though you only pull it to there, is because you've put enough energy into it and the bar is light enough that it will fly past this point. If you pull the bar to that point and you full snatch it, and that's as high as it gets, it's because the bar is so heavy, once you finish the pull there and go into the catch, it's not getting much higher than that. It's not because you're doing anything different. Timing of the lift is exactly the same, no matter whether it's a power snatch, a muscle snatch, or a full snatch, really. You're focusing on trying to throw the bar as high as possible, and you're releasing that throw when it gets to here, and then you're going into a catch phase after that. So if you think of it as a throw and a catch, it tends to clear up the rhythm in your mind, because then instead of thinking, oh, well, I want the bar to get higher, so I'll just pull it for longer, because that is the equivalent to taking a ball, and instead of throwing it, just walking it towards the target. And now you've made it into an entirely different movement to what it was. You need to make sure that no matter how heavy the bar is, you release it after contact is done and after your body's fully extended, and then start to turn over. Otherwise, you end up with a distorted pull, you end up being slow underneath the bar, and you end up getting frustrated by heavy weights. It feels like you can pull them more than high enough, but you're not getting under them. It's probably because you're spending too much time trying to lift it higher rather than creating that like ballistic throwing motion off the hips and then catching it afterwards.